Hi, I'm Lynette and welcome to my channel. Can we talk? Beauty community pet peeves. Do you have any? Because I got some and I want to talk about them. So let's talk. So I got some beauty community pet peeves. That's what I'm calling them, for lack of a better word. And a lot of them have to do with videos right here on YouTube, and then some of them are things just in the beauty community industry at large. So I thought I would just share with you some things that I've come across on a regular basis here on YouTube and on Instagram and just in general in beauty news that kind of annoy me. If you like these types of videos, please consider subscribing, because I do a talk series here on my channel every Saturday along with makeup tutorials, swatches, hauls, you name it, I got it here every Saturday. Okay, so let me preface this by saying, don't take this too seriously, okay? I'm not taking it too seriously. I just thought I would share with you, some of the things that irk me as I'm watching videos here on YouTube and as I'm looking on Instagram and at advertisements from new makeup and makeup brands. Now, I'm not just a content creator. I just don't make videos here on YouTube. I'm also a consumer. I buy makeup. If you've seen any of my videos and all the hauls I do on this channel, you know that. I'm a consumer just like you. I'm a viewer and a subscriber just like you. I watch other people's videos. I like other people's videos. I comment on other people's videos. I read other people's comments on other people's videos. I comment to other commenters on other people's videos. So I like to think I am part of the beauty community, that I engage, not just as a content creator, but as a viewer and a subscriber too. And so in watching other videos, and some of these things I'm going to mention, I'm probably guilty of. I probably do right here on this channel. Okay, so that's why it's not to be taken all that seriously. All right, we're just going to talk. Let's talk about it. I have a list because I like to be prepared when I talk about things. So I do have a list here before me of points that I would like to make. Okay, all right, let's get started. Okay, number one. Some of these might even qualify as unpopular opinions. There's been a tag like that floating around here. I've seen some videos on that, which I find entertaining actually. But let's talk about YouTube first. Things that I've come across in watching videos here on YouTube. Number one. I will read other people's comments in other people's videos, and I will often see the comment, "No one does makeup tutorials anymore." What'd you say now? No one does makeup tutorials anymore. There are plenty of people here on YouTube still who do makeup tutorials. I'm one of them. I do makeup tutorials here on the regular. Usually they're eyeshadow tutorials. I just filmed a foundation routine, get ready with me type video. But eyeshadow tutorials are happening here on a weekly basis. And if you know someone who thinks no one's really doing tutorials anymore, please tell them about my channel. Share the link to my channel. Share a video. Have them join the family, because we do tutorials here. And other people are doing tutorials. And Nook does makeup tutorials. Angela Bright does makeup tutorials. Rocio does eyeshadow tutorials. There are so many people who still do makeup and eyeshadow tutorials here on YouTube. I believe Nikki Tutorials still does tutorials. I would hope so, because she has tutorials in her channel name. But so there are plenty of people that are doing them. And if you watch only just a small group of folks and those folks don't do tutorials, then yes, you might think that no one really does tutorials anymore. But believe you me, because those are the videos that I like to watch, and that's really why I make those videos, because those are the videos I like to watch. So I know for a fact that there are people that do them. I'm subscribed to some of them. I'm sure there are plenty more than I've never heard of that I don't know of that do them too. So yes, people are still doing tutorials. The question is, are people still watching them? I know my tutorials are the least viewed of the videos that I make on my channel. Now that could be because I suck. I don't know, maybe. I mean, I'm not exactly tearing up makeup tutorials because I'm not a professional or anything. I'm just doing what it is that I do because I'm just an average woman that does average makeup and wears it and likes to do videos showing you how I do my average makeup. But I've also come across other channels of other people who have said, oh, I didn't know, you know, I was talking in another video, I had this look and I got so many comments, people telling me, oh, I love the look, can we get a tutorial? And I didn't think you guys wanted tutorials because they're the least viewed tutorials on my channel. This is what I've seen other people say too. So makeup tutorials are being done. And if you're not seeing them, then you're not watching the right people. You have to go and search for them, okay? Okay. Speaking of tutorials, I watch a lot of eyeshadow tutorials and I'm finding that a lot of them, probably like all of the ones I watch, all involve cut creases. Wah, wah, wah. Now, as somebody that has folds in my eyelids, cut creases are really not something I'm doing. You know, they can be kind of difficult doing a cut crease when you've got folds and every time you blink, that fold moves. So I really prefer to watch eyeshadow tutorials without cut creases. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't like to watch those too. I do, but it seems like everybody does tutorials with the cut crease, or at least I'm guilty of what I just accused other people of, right? The people that I watch, they do primarily cut creases, and it would be nice to see more tutorials of people doing looks that don't include cut creases. Cut creases are beautiful, but they're a little more difficult for me to do, so I would prefer to see tutorials where it's just putting on eyeshadows and not cutting a crease. So if you're listening out there, any of you other beauty creators out there that are doing tutorials, can some of us get some without the cut creases, please? Please and thanks. All right, next up, I see a lot of this in other people's comments about how they don't like first impressions. And then most people, they don't mind, they'll tolerate first impressions, but they really want to see more reviews. And I get it. I'd like to see more reviews too. I love a good review. But I like first impressions too. I do. I do them a lot here on my channel. And it's because when something new comes out, I don't want to wait a week or 2 weeks or a month for a detailed, thorough review. I would love to see a review come later, absolutely. But when something first comes out and I'm fiending for it, I'm like, ooh, I want to see what it looks like. I want to see how it applies. I want to see the color outside the pan. I want to see stuff. I want to see it. I want to see it. If I can't get my hands on it, I want to see it. And first impressions are great for that because you see, when I do eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow tutorials here on my channel, most of them are first impressions because it's a new palette. I want to share it with you and I want to show you what the shadows look like in action. And then I want to tell you my experience with it. I want to show you my experience and I want to talk about my experience with that eyeshadow palette. So I like first impressions, and then I don't mind waiting around for a review follow-up or an update follow-up. So yes, I like reviews too, but I also like first impressions and I see value in first impressions. What do you think? Do you see any value in first impressions? Let me know. And since we're talking about first impressions, I like first impressions. The first impressions that I don't particularly like are those first impressions that are being called reviews. I don't like that. No. A review is not a first impression. A first impression is not a review. So many times I will see a thumbnail and it will say Pat McGrath review. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I want to know. Or Tarte Shape Tape Concealer review or some kind of review. And I'm like, all right. Now I get suspicious if it's a brand new product and it's been out a day or it's the day of the launch and you already got a review and you didn't get it in PR. Already suspicious. But if I click onto a video and you're opening the package and using the product for the very first time, it's not a review. It's a first impression. So many videos I will see that are entitled reviews, and then when I click on, the person is, oh, okay, so I just got this. It's still in the package. I'm going to be reviewing this today, and it's a 15-pan eyeshadow palette. Boo! Sis, what is you doing? You cannot possibly review a 15 eyeshadow palette the first time using those shadows in your video. No, that's not a review. That's a first impression. A review is when you've had time to use and wear that product. You've worn it. You can talk about the wear time on it. Does it last throughout the day? And if so, if not, how many hours or how many minutes did it break down? Does it crease? Does it oxidize throughout the day? Did it get darker and darker as you wore it throughout the day? These are the kinds of things you're able to tell people about when you're doing a review. A first impression is, well, I used it. I used those 3 eyeshadows out of the 15, and those were really nice and they applied really well. And yeah, I would recommend it, and I think you should run out and buy it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Going forward, I would like to see more people, if it's a first impression, say it's a first impression. If you don't want to put first impression in the title because you think people aren't going to click onto your video because they hate first impressions. I mean, my first impressions don't say first impression in the title. It says swatches and tutorials. And when you click onto the video, I will tell you I'm using it for the first time, and I'm going to give you my thoughts about it after using it this one time. And I'm showing you the swatches, and I'm doing a tutorial. That's it. I'm not telling you it's a review. And I even get a little anxious when people will comment after watching a first impression and will say, thanks for the review. And I want to say, it wasn't a review. No, it was a first impression. So yeah, I wish more people would just either call it what it is. Yeah, I wish people would just call it what it is. Sort of in the same vein, seeing value in first impressions, I also see value in swatches. And I don't know, there seems to be kind of like another trend or mood here I've come across here on YouTube where people are like, I don't care about swatches. There are no value in swatches. I tuned into one person's video, and one of the first things she said was, I don't do swatches. I don't believe in swatches. There's no value in swatches. They don't tell you how an eyeshadow is going to perform on your eye, which is true. They don't. But you can see what the color looks like. Let's say if it's an eyeshadow palette, you see what the color of the shadow looks like outside of the pan. If it's a foundation or a concealer, you can see what it looks like on my complexion or that person's complexion. You can see the undertone. Does it have a pink undertone? Is it a yellow undertone? Is it a neutral undertone? Those are the kinds of things you can see with swatches when you're swatching eyeshadows. You can tell the pigmentation, you can tell how smooth it went, if it applied patchy. Sure, that doesn't mean it's going to perform that way on your eye, but it gives you some information. It can give you some information just by swatching it. So I like swatches. I don't know what people's problem is with swatches. But I'm here for the swatches, and if you like swatches, go ahead and subscribe because I do them here on this channel because I believe in them. Since we're talking about swatches, I want to talk about people when they do haul videos and they don't swatch anything. That kind of irks me, and I'm guilty of that sometimes here on my channel in some instances, and I understand why people won't swatch in a video because maybe you bought a lot of stuff and you don't want the video to be an hour long, 2 hours long, because you're going to be swatching everything. I totally get it. As somebody that doesn't like to watch long videos, I know. I make long videos and I don't like to watch them, but I understand you not wanting to make a really long video by swatching everything in it. But on the other hand, when your haul is not that big, it would be nice. It would be nice. You show us all of these great, fabulous things you picked up. This is a great concealer. I love it. I love it. Or this is a fabulous liquid eyeshadow. It's fabulous. I love it. It's a wonderful, beautiful lipstick. and then you put it down and you go to something else, and it's kind of like, could you just like, just real quick, just so we can see it, just real quick, just, you know, it's such a tease when people do hauls and they don't swatch anything. Now, I've been guilty of that too, but usually when I don't swatch something in a haul video, it's because I'm going to do another video on that product and then I'm going to swatch it for you in that video. But for the most part, I swatch everything when I haul it. And yeah, that's why the video will be 27 minutes long or 30 minutes long, but I really, because I'm the type of viewer, when I watch a haul, I want to see swatches. I think that there are probably other people when they're watching my video that they want to see swatches too. So please, if you can, swatch it. Swatch some of it in your haul video. Okay, this next one is also about swatches. Because again, I value swatches. If you don't care about swatches, then you're not going to care about any of these, but I care about these. Those YouTubers, and they're the big ones. They're the ones that getting the PR, and they get like they get 40 shades of a foundation or a concealer, and then they swatch the three that they think are going to match them. I get it. You're not going to swatch 40 foundations, and I don't expect you to. But for example, for a woman of color, for a darker skinned woman, it's nice to be able to click on a video and see another person my complexion or darker swatch a foundation, because then I get to see, especially if it's something that's online only and I'm not going to really be able to touch and feel it, but you get the PR and you got the whole shade range. It would be great to try to get some sense or idea of what that foundation might look like on me, what the undertones are in that range. So no, I don't expect you to swatch all 40 or 30 foundation or concealer shades, but usually for women my complexion, 7 to 10 is usually what we get in a foundation range. It would be nice if you could just swatch those 7 or those 10 or those 5 even. But I recently clicked onto someone and she got the whole 40 and she was like, yeah, so I'm just gonna swatch these 3 because these are the ones that I think will match me. And it's like, and we're not the same complexion. It's like, oh, that was a missed opportunity for those women like me who might not be your complexion but would really love to see what the other shades in that range look like. It would be nice if more people swatched more of the shades. That's all. My promise to you, if and when I ever get PR and I get a whole shade range, I will swatch the deeper ones for you. Okay? Okay. One more. My last one has to do with the beauty community at large and more like the brands and the makeup industry. Lately, there's been this trend. I'll be on Instagram and Trend Mood or the brands. I don't really follow too many brands on Instagram, but I'll see sneak peeks. Sneak peeks are a new trend here, a newer trend here in the beauty community and with makeup brands. And you'll see a picture of a new product coming out and it'll be in black and white. So it'll be like somebody's working on a new eyeshadow palette. ABH is working on a new eyeshadow palette and it's a black and white picture. What am I supposed to do with that? I get it. You're trying to build up some buzz and some hype and anticipation and excitement. So when that product finally launches, everybody's like, yes, I got it. I need it. I got to have it. I'm going to run out and buy it on launch day. But it just annoys me. That just annoys me. This black and white picture ain't telling me shit. Okay? So I don't care. I don't care. I'm moving on, scrolling past. I don't care. It's black and white. I can't. What? I don't care. Same thing when they're working on a new eyeshadow palette and they show you one shadow a day. Really? Like, you know what? When you got it all together, then come see me. Come see about me, okay? I don't care about your one eyeshadow a day. Not interested. I don't care. Show me the whole palette when you got it done, okay? Great. And what happens with some of these black and white pictures when they're teasing you, then you see, it's like, oh my gosh, what's it gonna be? What is it? Is it this? Oh, what colors is it going to include? And then they do the reveal of the whole palette, for example, and you're like, oh, was that all? Was that it? Like the Lemonade palette, the Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade palette, they show you the outside packaging and it's like, oh, it's got these colors. I wonder if it's gonna include those color eyeshadow. And they talked about it as lemonade is the theme and blah, blah, blah. And then when the palette launched, I was like, oh, okay, not what I was expecting. So sometimes you run into just the opposite. You get people really hyped, and then when you show them what it is, finally, it's kind of a letdown. Like, wah, wah, wah. I don't think I will be buying that after all. The most recent thing that I've seen was YSL, I believe. They showed their spring collection that's going to be launched in May. We're in November. I don't care. This is not fashion. This is not the fashion industry. We're not doing runway shows in winter when you showing me the next spring's collection. No, this is makeup. And if I can't buy it now, I don't care. I don't care about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see it. I don't care what you're coming out with in 5 or 6, 7 months from now. I don't care. Okay, so those were all my beauty community pet peeves. I want to know, were some of my pet peeves on your list as well? And if not, what are some of your pet peeves? Anything that you come across either in the industry, on Instagram, or in these videos, even in my videos, that kind of, you know, annoys you. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know what it is. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and consider subscribing, because I do these types of chit-chat random videos every so often here on my channel, along with swatches, tutorials, hauls every Saturday. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, bye-bye.